So we're back onto the fat electrician with his fat files. He is going over the most gangster burger place, Five Guys Burgers and Fries. I have not seen this one. I don't know what I'm in for. So let's see what happens.
Pretty sure this guy just dethroned Don Voltaggio as my favorite entrepreneur.
Oh, geez. I don't know who that
Today
is.
we're talking about Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Okay, here's the deal. I was down in South Carolina. I'd never had Five Guys before. I got hungry. I was going to order some.
Fun fact, I've never had Five Guys either. I wonder if there's a Five Guys in Canada. Let me take a look, see if there's a Five Guys near me. Give me a moment. Oh yeah, there's at least two. Let's see, the closest one is almost 2 hours away from me. What about the other? Never mind, an hour and a half away from me. About an hour and a half away from me, so I'd have to do a special trip just for that. I mean, be dumber things I've done.
DoorDash. Five Guys was an option. Decided to get Five Guys. Heard it was delicious. I ordered 4 cheeseburgers and 4 servings of fries.
Your metabolism start to speed up. You can eat anything you want.
Okay, fast forward 35 minutes. What gets delivered to this Airbnb I'm staying at is 2 brown paper sacks with no branding on them. And in this Airbnb I'm staying at is 2
That is just a bag of grease. No branding, no nothing. Okay.
brown paper sacks with no branding on them, and inside of sack number A is 4 delicious cheeseburgers wrapped in aluminum foil, no branding on that either. Okay, this is kind of fucking weird. Interesting. Big chain, no branding. All right, whatever. Go to bag number 2. I'm not exaggerating. This entire bag is full to the top with French fries. As far as I can tell, they didn't even stick any like holding containers for the French. It's just a bag of fucking French fries. It's
oh my
like
God.
5 pounds. It's like they made an entire bag of potatoes into French fries and stuck it in a sack. So like any sane person,
Oh, wow.
I tried the French fries. They're delicious. Now is where I go from not a sane person. I immediately have alarm bells going off. They're up to something. There's no branding. There's way too many French fries for free. They're up to something. I need to figure out what it is. So next day I go to Five Guys.
Let's think about this logically. Putting branding on the packages of the thing you just bought, in my opinion, feels kind of like a waste of time, money, and resources. Because think about it. You already bought their food, right? You already know they exist. Why do you need to have like a box that specifically says McDonald's, make sure you buy this item, like put a whole ad on it? Like, that just seems like a waste of ink and time. You could just, wrap it in basic aluminum foil. That's only like 5 cents, maybe 2 cents worth of something, versus like entire boxes or wrappers with your logo on it, which are probably like Five Guys is pretty good, but a little expensive. Okay. Well, I mean, if you order like 4 cheeseburgers and like a side of fries, and they come to you with a bag of 4 big cheeseburgers and a bag filled to the brim with fries, possibly worth. Now, do they do poutine? That's the question we need to know.
For lunch in person. While eating inside the restaurant, I'm both impressed but also more confused. They're giving out free peanuts. There's bags of potatoes everywhere. The kitchen is open. You can see them making the food, unlike any other burger place I've ever been to in my entire life. So I go back.
Now that he mentions it, yeah, like even if you go to McDonald's, they've pretty much closed it off so you cannot see in the back. You used to be able to see what's going on in the backs of a McDonald's, but nowadays you just straight up can't. You have it like behind all these machines and all that. Huh. Kinda sneaky and sus. Feels almost like a mom and pop shop.
Home, I start doing some research, and what I find is not only a pretty incredible business model, but probably the coolest entrepreneur story that I've ever heard in my entire life. And we're going to get into it right after a word from our sponsor.
Sponsorship.
Why do you have John Wick's gun?
The squirrels were messing with Mushu again, so this seemed appropriate.
Oh
I mean,
my.
that does make sense. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Stupid squirrels. Wait, squirrels!
That's only gonna keep him down for a little bit, Morty. You with squirrels, Morty.
All right, here's the real super simple, straightforward business model. You
Don't fuck with the squirrels, Morty! Don't fuck with the squirrels!
give them money, they turn around and make sure the data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information. What does that even mean? Okay, here's the entire internet and every free service.
Unfortunately, Delete Me doesn't function in Canada. I've checked. It would have been nice.
service on the planet inside of a nutshell, okay? There's a saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. What that means is pretty much anything on the internet that you use, that's a service, whether that be Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it, okay? It's all an app. So one of two things is happening. They're either gonna feed you ads, and that's how that company makes money since their service is free, or they're gonna collect your personal information, then turn around and sell it to data brokers on the internet, and then they're gonna turn around and sell it to whoever buys
And most of the time, both.
it, and next thing you know, you're getting 17,000 robocalls every single day. And that's where Delete Me comes in. They will look through all the major data brokers and find the ones that are selling your personal information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf, and then they are legally obligated to comply. And then they'll continue to monitor these data brokers, and if they get your information again, Delete Me will submit an opt-out request again. Basically, you're paying Delete Me to get rid of all the downsides of all of the free stuff on the internet, which I think is absolutely worth it. If you want to check them out, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah.
All right, our story begins with the founder of Five Guys Burgers and Fries, Jerry Morrell, who I can only describe as like the most average dude on the planet. Grew up in Michigan, average life, average parents, average school performance, right down the middle, average with perfectly everything. One day he's in class, teacher winds up telling him, you need to pay attention or you're gonna wind up flipping burgers for the rest of your life. So he's like, okay.
Okay, bet.
Well, I mean, maybe. So then he starts thinking about it. He decides to go to the local burger place called Push 'em Up Tony's, and people are just packing this place all the time. The dude makes good burgers. Push 'em Up Tony is this, dude. He's got his fucking pet cat in the kitchen that he's petting while he's flipping these burgers. Everybody jokingly called them fur burgers, but they kept eating there because the burgers were delicious. So as a kid, he's looking at this and he's like, I mean, flipping burgers for a living doesn't sound that bad. I mean, Push 'em Up Tony's always busy. He drives a nice car, gets to hang out with his pet cat all day. Maybe it's not that bad of a life. So this is kind of where the seed gets planted. Okay, fast forward, graduates high school, goes off to college. While he's in college, he's working in a fraternity house, cooking all the food for everybody. From here, he graduates college, moves back home to his hometown in Michigan, marries his high school sweetheart, has 3 kids, and starts selling life insurance. The most average story on the planet.
Extremely average in every category. Remarkable, truly. The most average person in our entire armed forces.
And then one day, him and his wife decide they're gonna get a
That was from a movie called Idiocracy, I believe it was. Dude was just literally the basic of basic. He's not intelligent, he's not stupid, he's not impressive or good at anything. So they sign him up, so he enlists in the army, and they put him into a program where he was going to test out a cryostasis machine. He goes into cryo, and when he wakes up, it's like hundreds of thousands of years later or something like that, or a couple thousand years later or something, I don't know. It's far into the future. And because the human race, rewards stupidity so much and pushes down intelligent and basic thought, we had basically selective bred ourselves into being the stupidest race of creatures on the planet. And the entire world is basically in shambles, and this very mediocre man ends up becoming the most impressive and intelligent person on the entire planet, which is very terrifying. But either way, great movie, highly recommended. We're going towards that, by the way. Anyway, back to the video.
divorce. Don't know the context, don't know what happened, don't care, doesn't matter, not pertinent to the story. What does happen is his wife takes his 3 sons and she takes him down to Florida.
And we are now watching the history of that movie in real time. We really are, Brad. We really friggin' are.
Where they move. And Jerry, like any good father,
Okay,
is
what
text, don't know what happened, don't care, doesn't matter, not pertinent to the
Okay, he got
story. What
divorced.
does happen is his wife takes his 3 sons and she takes them down to Florida where they move. And Jerry, like any good father, is heartbroken. He wants his boys back, and for whatever reason, I have no idea why, he decides that what he needs to do to get his kids back is to make a bunch of more money. Maybe he couldn't afford a good lawyer in the divorce, I have no idea, but that's what he decides. He needs to make a ton of money. So he leaves his hometown, starts bouncing around from big city to big city, trying to figure out how he's going to make all this money, winds up in Texas, tries to start an oil business, blows up in his face. So that didn't work, but he's not taking no for an answer because he's got to get his boys back. Next big idea, bottled water.
I'm just trying to figure out if I can make any money on this deal.
Okay, now to me and you in 2025, sounds like a pretty good idea. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry today, but you gotta remember, this is the early 1970s. Bottled water doesn't even get remotely popular until the 1990s, okay? The 1970s, ain't nobody drinking water. Everybody's smoking cigarettes and drinking Coca-Cola. I mean, we've all seen the documentaries where they're like, here's the graduating class of 1972, and then they show you a bunch of pictures of like 35-year-old men.
I get older, they stay the same age.
And it turns out they are, in fact, actually 18-year-olds. They just look like they're 30-year-old men because they have normal testosterone levels, because their balls aren't full of microplastics, and because they're not fucking drinking water and they're dehydrated. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Just drink water. Anyways.
Water sucks.
Fine, I'll drink some water, damn it.
Jerry goes out with his literal multi-billion-dollar idea and starts looking for investors, starts talking to bankers. Absolutely everybody laughs at him at the notion that somebody would buy bottled water.
Water?
Yeah.
You mean like in the toilet?
So he abandons the idea, moves on to the next thing, moves on to the next.
Case in point, that was also from the same movie.
Big city, winds up in Washington, D.C. While he's there, he is, you know, he's from small town Michigan. He's not used to all this money, all this wealth. He's blown away by how many rich people live in this area. He's got an economics background, so he goes back to school, gets licensed to be a financial advisor, and starts doing that in Washington, D.C., and starts making a good amount of money. From here, he meets his wife, Janie. He's doing so financially well that whatever the context is, he winds up getting his boys back. They move back to Washington, D.C., and then Janie gets pregnant, and he has another boy. He now has 4 sons. From here, he goes right back to being the most average guy on the planet, living in the Washington, D.C. area.
Rondo was what plants crave, correct. They have electrolytes in them.
Got 4 sons, got the wife, slinging financial products on the side, making a bunch of money, putting money away for his kid's college fund, just being average Joe to the max. As his 2 oldest sons are getting ready to finish up high school here in a couple of years, neither one of them has any interest in going off to college. Okay, kind of an alarming thing for a mother and father, especially in the 1980s. This is like the pinnacle era of you have to go to college.
It is fiscally irresponsible for me to go to college.
Are you huffing?
Oh, God. No.
Are you high?
You're huffing grass?
Then one day, Jerry...
Are you huffing grass? Yeah, it wasn't until I finally had gone to college that the stigmatism that people needed to go to college was finally starting to dissolve a little bit. I think maybe a little bit beforehand. I wish I didn't go to college, quite honestly. I did not really learn or get anything from it, except for a massive amount of student loan. And like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months of working in the video gaming industry. That was really all I got. It took me, I think, 10 years to pay off my whole student debt, which, hey, kudos to me. I actually don't have student loan anymore. Unfortunately, I also didn't get any benefit from my student loan, so it is what it is, I guess.
and Jamie decide they're going to take the boys out to the beach. They go out to the beach. It's coming up on lunchtime. They decide they're going to look for a restaurant. There's restaurants all up and down this boardwalk, but one of these restaurants has a line of like 250 people just standing there waiting. It's this restaurant called Thrasher's, and the crazy part is they only sell French fries. Like that's it, just French fries. No hot dogs, no hamburgers, just French fries. 250 people waiting in line.
Damn.
And this reminds him of Push 'em Up Tony's and the Fur Burgers back home. And then it reminds him of what his teacher told him. If you don't pay attention in school, you're not going to go to college, and then you're going to wind up flipping burgers for the rest of your life. And maybe, just maybe, that's not that bad of an idea.
Light bulb.
So
Light bulb. The first Despicable Me movie was great. Oh, love me fries. Yeah. I want some New York fries. Those are good fries. Those are some good fries.
he gets approval from his wife first, and then he sits down his boys and he's like, okay, look, we've saved up $70,000 to send you kids off to college. If you want to go to college, we'll pay for it. Absolutely, 100%. It's basically your money. But if you guys don't want to go to college, I'll give you the money and we can start a business together. Which is beautiful. I mean, you got to remember, he already lost his boys once. He doesn't want to lose them again. If he could start a business and provide them with a living, and he gets to hang out and work with his sons all day, every day, even if they don't become rich, he's still rich. And sure enough, the boy.
Yeah, that is like a win-win. Like, you don't need a lot of money in life in order to be successful. You just need to have those values in your life that to help you be successful. This guy wants to be with his kids. 4 kids. Like, none of them want to go to college because like they don't see any benefit to it. And he's like, shit, I want to make sure I'm still in their lives. So, you know what? Screw it. We got this chunk of money. Let's invest it into a business. All 5 of us guys.
Boys want to work with dad. Okay, so what's the business model going to be? We're going to take push 'em up Tonys, and we're going to take Thrashers, and we're going to smash them together. We're going to make hamburgers and French fries, and we're going to make them so well that people line up 250 deep to buy them from us. Why are we picking hamburgers and French fries? Well, because Jerry is the most average man on the planet, and that's all he likes.
I just have a little plain cheeseburger. Sometimes my other favorite burger is a plain hamburger, ketchup and mustard on it, and another one is just a plain hamburger with nothing but raw onions.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say all 4 of those boys were conceived in missionary position. Just saying. So what are we gonna call this restaurant? Well, it's me and my 4 boys. That's 5 guys, and we're selling burgers and fries. Brain Blast, that's the name of the restaurant. 5 Guys Burgers and Fries.
Oh, there you go.
Most average person.
Okay, now from here, I can't tell if Jerry is like a diabolical genius or if he has a full-on Field of Dreams moment, like if you build it, they will come. Obviously referring to the perfect hamburger accommodated by the perfect French fry. Actually, no, I am pretty positive. He definitely had the second one because he becomes bound and determined to make the perfect hamburger and the perfect French fry, and he is thoroughly convinced that if he can do that, literally nothing else matters. You think I'm exaggerating? I'm not. He literally defies all conventional wisdom, ignores all the common business practices, and is just locked in tunnel vision on developing a good hamburger and good French fries.
I've eaten there a couple of times. Of course it's them. They got some good burgers. Yeah. Hi, Elf. How you doing?
This is the good stuff. Snakes and sparklers.
He starts telling all his family and friends he's putting his life savings into selling burgers and French fries. And they're like, oh, you're starting up a restaurant. Are you going to have a salad option? Absolutely not.
No.
How about chicken nuggets? No. How about a burrito? No. How about a chicken sandwich? No. Burgers and French.
Okay. Chicken burger. Chicken burgers. Please. Chicken burger. I like chicken burger. Give me chicken burger. Please.
French fries.
You don't have no black cats, no Roman candles or screaming mimes?
No.
You don't got no lady fingers, buzz buttles, snicker bombs, church burners, finger blasters, gut busters, zippity doodads, or crap flappers?
No, I don't.
He is so thoroughly convinced that the only recipe to success is a good hamburger and good French fries that he intentionally makes opening up his first business as hard as humanly possible. He literally and intentionally picks the shittiest location he could possibly find in this rundown strip mall in Arlington, Virginia. And his thought process was, if I can do this successfully in this shitty location, I can do it literally anyanywhere.
Yeah,
so he gets
that's
his location
okay.
up, gets it ready. From here, he has to perfect the menu.
Look, guys, if you start playing the game directly on hard mode, I mean, it's only going to get easier, right? Been there too with college, didn't get much out of it. Yeah. Granted, it depends on what you're going to college for, right? I went to college for web and print production and like arts. Unfortunately, you can learn all that stuff online. You don't need a fancy degree for that. You don't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on that anymore. And it doesn't really get you anywhere because, unfortunately, getting into the gaming industry doesn't really require, good education anymore. It requires connections. And if you don't have those connections, you don't get in. That's just how the cookie crumbles, really. However, if you're going for a very, a more in-depth trade, kind of like being an electrician, being a plumber, going in as a lawyer, getting yourself a doctorate, something along those lines, yeah, go to college and university. That is a very good use of your money and time. Don't go for anything other than those, though. And entry-level jobs are bogus, asking for bachelor level. Exactly. Oh, here's an entry-level position. Oh, cool. I would like to apply for this. Do you have 5 years of experience in the field? No. This is an entry-level position. Yeah, well, we need a minimum 5 years of experience for this position. Well, how the hell am I supposed to get the experience? Well, go find a job, get yourself some experience, come back when you do. Motherfucker, this is the entry-level position. Nobody has experience that are going to be applying for this. What the hell are you talking about?
I can do it literally anywhere. So he gets this location up, gets it ready. From here, he has to perfect the menu. From here, I can only assume he's like, what's our competition? McDonald's? Okay, what's McDonald's have? The Big Mac? What's that got? 2 1.5-ounce patties? All right, cool. Here's our thing. We're gonna have hamburgers. We're gonna have cheeseburgers. They're gonna come in 2 sizes. The smaller one for kids is gonna have 1 3.5-ounce patty, more than a Big Mac. We're gonna call that one the little guy because fuck McDonald's. Our normal hamburgers and cheeseburgers are gonna have 2 3.5-ounce patties. And that meat is gonna be fresh, never frozen. And the bun that those hamburgers go in is gonna be fresh from a bakery, baked that morning. And I'm gonna have 17 different toppings that you can put on those hamburgers and cheeseburgers. And guess how much extra each topping is gonna cost? Fucking nothing. And all that shit,
Based! Oh my god. I have gone through the, so Star and I are a little picky when it comes to our burgers and all that. We don't like all the fixings and all that usually. But sometimes you'll go in there and be like, hey, I would like to get a chicken burger, okay? And normally when you get a chicken burger, it has mayo, lettuce, tomato. But you can go in there and be like, I don't really want the tomato, but I would like ketchup instead. You ask, no tomato, add some ketchup. They charge you 25 cents. You say no tomato and just take it as is, they don't charge you anything. You ask just to add the ketchup, it's 25 cents. How come they charge nothing to take something off, but they charge in order to put stuff on? That seems, if they're doing that, they should like reduce the price on stuff when you go to take stuff off. Doesn't have to be a lot. You can go up there and be like, I would like a chicken burger with no patty, lettuce, tomato, mustard, or bun. And then they'd be like, oh, that'd be $2, sir. Thank you for your time. But like, even if they just did that where you could actually, you know, get it a little bit cheaper. No, they're greedy little shitbags. Meow.
lettuce, the tomatoes, the onions, all that's gonna be fresh too. Okay, cool. What about the French fries? We're gonna buy fucking potatoes and we're gonna turn them into French fries, okay? We're not gonna do what McDonald's does and have some factory spitting out frozen French fries into
I did that job before. Just standing there, taking a bag of potatoes and turning them into sticks of potato.
a bag and then transport them frozen across the country and then throw them into the fryer. No, we're gonna take potatoes, we're gonna salt them, we're gonna put them in oil, and then we're gonna feed them to the world. Okay, I mean, look at McDonald's French fries ingredients. We've got potatoes, vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, hydrogenated soybean oil, natural beef flavor, wheat and milk derivatives, dextrose, sodium, acid, pyrophosphate, main color, salt, quote, beef flavor, contains hydrolyzed wheat and hydrolyzed milk as starting ingredients, contains wheat and milk. Now let's look at the Five Guys French fries ingredients: potatoes, salt, peanut oil. The end. Does peanut oil cost more? Absolutely, but it doesn't matter because that's what makes the fries better.
How much oil do you really need? I don't know. That is a lot of different oils. I think that what McDonald's tends to do is they probably would like circulate what oils they have to whichever one's cheaper at that point, just so that they have a constant supply. Or maybe it's like different oils depending on where they are, because like maybe in Halifax, canola oil is a little bit cheaper than the other oils, and then you go to Michigan and I don't know, olive oil is a little cheaper than everything else. I don't fucking know, man. That's weird.
And we're not in the business of saving money. We're in the business of making the best burger and fries on the planet.
Snakes and sparklers are the only ones I like.
Buh! That also means he's gonna lose out on customers that have a peanut allergy. Buh! Don't care. Five Guys is in the business of making the best French fries possible, not bending the knee to your weird food allergy. In fact, they're gonna double down and give out free peanuts to everybody waiting in line to send the clear message: if you can't eat the best French fries in the world, fuck you. Just to be clear, for legal reasons, at no point has Five Guys officially said or alluded to anything remotely close to that. However, that's what they actually do, and that's how I interpret it, and I think it's kind of funny.
I apologize to anyone who does have a, I mean, I don't have to apologize for shit, but I'm sorry for anyone who does have a peanut allergy. It really sucks. And for people to give people shit for having that, I mean, it's not their fault. There's nothing you can really do about it. It's not so much a thing where you can be like, well, have you tried not being allergic to peanuts? That's not how that fucking works, mate. You can't take a reactant for that. But at the same time, that's like the last video we watched, right? You gotta respect a guy that sticks to his morals.
Yeah, I know. I'm a bad person. Anyways, moving on. Oh, and these can't just be any potatoes. No, no, no. These need to be russet potatoes from Idaho, but even that's not specific enough. These need to be russet potatoes from Idaho, specifically in the Snake River Basin, which is north of the 42nd parallel. Because, and I quote, potatoes are a lot like oak trees.
Okay.
The slower they grow, the more solid they are. We like our northern potatoes because they grow in the daytime when it's warm, but then stop at night when it cools down. It would be a lot easier and a lot cheaper if we got California or Florida potatoes. The dude is autistic about burgers and French fries.
Oh my god.
Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, homie has went full plankton getting the Krabby Patty secret recipe. He has developed the greatest hamburger and French fry of all time. That's it. That's the whole menu. I've got a hamburger, I've got a cheeseburger, I've got 17 different toppings. I'll put whatever you want on it, and I've got French fries. The end. Okay, sounds stupid. Absolutely genius. What have we learned on this channel? Keep it simple, stupid.
No, the best fries are from California. Okay. I mean, I have no idea. But I mean, I'll listen to this guy that's done a whole bunch of research on it. I don't know, man. To me, fries are fries. No. No, the best fries are from California. Oh, California. Ah, I get it. I'm dumb. See, once again, there's me. I can only read the first and last syllable of things. Look at that. It even ends California. Cal? Yeah. The riddle does not matter to me.
Stupid. Pick one thing you want to do, be the absolute best at it. Best pound for pound money making fast food place on the planet, Chick-fil-A. Guess what they sell? Chicken sandwiches. The end. So the menu's set. The food is ready. 1986, he opens up Five Guys. Does he do a grand opening? No. Does he advertise at all? Absolutely not. He is convinced that if he can just...
He said you had dyslexia, so I'm trying to help you. That's fair. I legit... Okay, I say I have dyslexia. I don't know if I do. It's undiagnosed if I do, but it's... After streaming, man, it is really starting to seem like I do. It's either that or I'm just not... I just don't read. I just don't know how to read. Which... Possible.
Just get one customer to walk through that door and taste this delicious hamburger. He's going to tell all of his buddies, and then he's going to be successful.
Also, this guy is literally going in on this like somebody who's expecting, okay, I'm going to start streaming. I'm going to be a VTuber. Let's go, and I'm going to give myself a loan. I'm going to go and buy myself a $5,000 model. I'm going to commission a whole bunch of artists to make me a whole bunch of like professional assets. I'm going to get a whole bunch of like professional what's it called? Emotes, stream overlay, get a whole bunch of unique sounds, get myself a whole bunch of music. I'm getting myself a Shure microphone, all these important items. I'm getting myself a brand new iPhone. I was a Samsung guy up until now, but I'm getting myself an iPhone. I'm paying extra for like 7 different toggles and all that. I'm dropping easily 10, 15 grand right now. I'm sitting down for the first time. I'm streaming. I'm not doing any advertisement. I am just bringing people in. I have no experience whatsoever doing entertainment. And then, hope like hell, they get a raid from Iron Mouse that evening. That is legitimately what this guy is doing.
So they open up at 11 in the morning. Guess who shows up? Absolutely nobody. Nobody knows they exist. They didn't advertise. They didn't have a grand opening.
Nope.
Nobody shows up. First 45 minutes, nobody shows up. Then one dude just saunters in, happening to find it randomly, eats the hamburger. By 12:30, they're fucking packed. Okay, he's done it. He's built the perfect cheeseburger. He's built the perfect French fry. And sure enough, people showed up.
And he got raided by Iron Mouse.
Despite him not advertising, despite him being in a horrible location, his plan is working. Five Guys Burgers and Fries is profitable from day one. Somewhere along the line, people start complaining that his restaurant takes a little bit longer in comparison to, you know, like McDonald's and other places. Jerry doesn't give a single shit, okay? Perfection takes time.
Cooking is art, and the shit I cook is the bomb, so don't be telling me.
Shit you cook is shit.
In response,
that shit you cook is shit, mate. And yeah, like, they're not a fast food restaurant, right? They're a restaurant. You go in there, you're buying quality, and well, you're focusing on quality, right? You're not focusing on price, you're not focusing on time, you're focusing on the quality. That's all it is.
after this, Jerry hangs up a sign on the door that says, and I quote, "If you're in a hurry, there's a lot of really good burger places within a short walking distance from here." Five Guys doesn't give a shit, and I absolutely love it. Just straight up, we're the best. We know we're the best. If you don't want to wait in line, cool, kick rocks, go somewhere else. There's 249 other people in queue that I can make their burger for next. They continue to grow the business. They're making hamburgers, they're making French fries, things are going good. Time to open up another location. So he goes to the bank, asks for a loan. Full honesty, I have no idea how this conversation went down, but I imagine it was something along the lines of this. Okay, you want to open up another hamburger shop, your first one's fairly successful. Tell me about the business. Do you have a marketing plan in?
Right? That is a bold ass move. Yep.
Another hamburger shop, your first one's fairly successful. Tell me about the business. Do you have a marketing plan in place? Absolutely not. We don't do any marketing whatsoever. We just rely on word of mouth by making really good hamburgers and really good French fries. Okay. Are you looking at like expanding the menu? Absolutely fucking not. Okay. Do you deliver? Are you looking to start delivering the food? No. I make good hamburgers and good French fries, so good that they're gonna come to me. Okay, so your entire business model is just to make really good hamburgers and really good French fries, so much so that they'll come to you, you won't deliver, but they don't know you exist because you're not doing any marketing and you're only willing to sell hamburgers and French fries.
Yes.
Yep. Just get out. No, the answer is no. We're not investing in your hamburger stand. Jerry basically gets laughed out of the bank, at which point he goes to his family and friends. He's getting like $5,000 loans from relatives, $10,000 loans.
The wait is too long for my food. Go to McDonald's then. Correct. You don't want to wait for the food? Cool. Go to McDonald's, go to Burger King. I don't fucking care. Here's your little boy guy. The burger's bigger than Big Macs.
From people that believe in the company, and he gets enough money to open up a second location. And that's pretty much how it goes between the 1980s all the way up until 2001. By then, he's got 5 locations. Now, 5 locations in 2 decades for a fast food place is not a lot of growth. Like, that's not very fast. And part of that reason is not because he can't get funding. It's because people have been approaching him for like the last 10 years wanting to start a franchise of their own version of Five Guys. And Jerry's just like, no, absolutely not. You're gonna fuck up my precious burgers and French fries. You're not gonna do it right. Nobody's touching this except for me. By 2022, he finally gives it up and he's willing to have franchisees come on and run their own version of Five Guys, but he is on their ass like white on rice. To this day.
Good. Yeah, bring it. My yacht. Bring investors in, sure. Expand your business. Be big. But as soon as those investors start saying, hey, what if we try adding some like chicken burgers to the menu? No, fuck off. Right in the eye again. Come on, guys. There's other places you can aim. Pow, right in the eye. Dicks.
Five Guys is sending in 2 secret shoppers every single week. Not quarterly, not yearly, every week. Corporate is sending in 2 secret spies to make sure that you're upholding their image. The food needs to be delicious and everything better be clean, right? That's the whole part of the fresh thing. They have an exposed kitchen where you can sit there and watch somebody make your food fresh. Everything needs to be spotless, and corporate is hell-bent on making sure that happens. Jerry and his sons aren't budging for anybody on their standards, and I absolutely love it. And I mean absolutely anybody, because in the 2000s, they got so popular in the DC area that the Pentagon called and wanted them to deliver some food. Jerry said, nah, we don't deliver, to which the person from the Pentagon said, sir, this is the Pentagon. everybody delivers to the Pentagon. To which Jerry said,
I don't give a fuck.
he then gets another phone call from that guy's boss. It is an admiral from the Navy. Admiral, same thing as general, but for the Navy. Okay, super important guy. He then proceeds to tell Jerry, bro, this is the Pentagon. You have to deliver to the Pentagon. Jerry says, no, I don't. He then proceeds to get a 20.
Tell me where it says I have to deliver to you guys. Show me anywhere in my information, in my documents or anything like that, that I have to deliver to you guys. Kick rocks, get in your own goddamn car, come grab some burgers.
4-foot-long sign that's 2 feet tall that says we don't deliver and hangs it up in all of his stores in Washington, D.C. It's so stupid that it's actually genius. It's literally the exclusivity luxury tactic. It's just never been pulled off with something so simple as hamburgers. It's like what ridiculous luxury brands do, like Rolex or Ferrari, just this attitude of like, I don't give a shit what the customer wants. I'm making perfection, and if you want it, get in line. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Five Guys is like some snooty luxury hamburger. I'm just saying they're worried about quality and they're not willing to budge or compromise for absolutely anyone. And when I say anyone, I mean literally anyone, because in 2009, Barack Obama, the most powerful man on the planet, wanted a Five Guys hamburger. Guess what he had to do? He had to get his ass up out of the Oval Office and walk to a Five Guys and order a hamburger in line, just like everybody else. You don't gotta like it, but you absolutely can't not respect it. Telling the most powerful man in the world if he wants to eat one of your hamburgers,
no, you get your ass in
get
line.
It is gangster as fuck, which is not something I ever thought I would say about a fast food place, but here we are. Buh! You said at the beginning of the video that you had it DoorDash to your location, so they do deliver. Buh! No, there's a distinct difference. Five Guys doesn't deliver for anybody. But if you want to hire a stranger to go pick it up for you, that's your business. But nobody working for Five Guys is taking you your burger because they're busy making perfection. And that's why Five Guys today is so successful. They've got over 2,000 locations with 1,000 more on.
Wait.
And that's why Five Guys today is so successful.
They just rip the bag open. I've never seen that before. Put the bag on the table, rip it open like Christmas Day.
They've got over 2,000 locations with 1,000 more on the way, and they're so busy they're not even accepting applications for future franchisees. Right out of the gate, they did pretty much everything wrong. They intentionally picked a shitty location when they were starting out. They don't deliver. They have a small menu. They're expensive in relation to their competition, and you know what? None of it matters, because Jerry and his sons have mastered the field of dreams fuck you business strategy. If you make the perfect product, the customer's gonna come. Nothing else matters, and if anybody tries to distract you or veer you off course, tell them to get bent.
United States of America is based on fuck you. You're a king, you have an army, greatest navy in the history of the world. Fuck you, blow me.
That's it, that's all I got. Five Guys is literally the most gangster burger.
It's true. Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Don't be a dick, obviously, but like, if you have an opinion, if you have a thought, if you have like a direction you want to see you go, stick to it. Fight for that. Don't let other people tell you how you can and can't do shit. People will tell you, like, give you suggestions and all that. It is up to you to choose whether you want to listen to it or not. Outside of that, like, tell them to shove up. I've done my... If you don't like what they're suggesting to you, I do that to my friends all the time. My friends will come to me and be like, hey, I'm working on this project and this project and this project, or I'm trying to figure out this, and this. And I'll be like, why don't you try doing this? They have every chance to tell me, no, I don't think I'm feeling that. And I'll be like, awesome. Happy for you. Yep, the throw worked.
Place on the planet, literally founded by a guy who sat down and was like, I want to hang out with my sons all day, and built a multi-billion-dollar hamburger and french fry empire to do it. And if that's not the American dream, I have no idea what is. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over the fatelectrician.com. Quack bang. Out.
Oh, and
I need to build a company so I can work with my kids forever.
Yeah. Sounds like a fantastic idea. But that is absolutely beautiful. I love that. No, seriously. If you have like a direction you want things to go, you want to see it go in a specific way, and you don't know if it's going to work, as long as you stick to your guns, you keep fighting for it, and you keep on doing everything right, well, right by you, eventually it will work. It might not work spectacular like this one. This is the exception, not the rule. Remember, a lot of these like stories are exceptions, not rules. But like, man, I gotta respect that. I'm very much the same thing, right? Like, I'm doing a lot of stuff that is just like, most people would probably tell me this is not a smart idea. This is not a smart idea. Why would you do that? And I'm just going to be like, I'm going to do what I fucking want. This is what I like. This is what I want to do. I'm going to do it. Sometimes I don't have the best of ideas, and I, suffer for it. But that's me suffering for it. It's nobody else. Me suffering for it. Maybe Star suffering for it. And once again, if you're a friend of mine and I ever give you a suggestion, always feel comfortable telling me, no, I don't think I'll go with that one. I'll go with something else. I'll do something that's better for what I'm doing that. I used to do that. Use the bag like a plate. I've never done that. Whenever I get food from a restaurant or something like that and it comes in a bag, I just pull it out of the bag. And then I use the bag later as the garbage bag. But that was the Fat Electricians, the Fat Files on the most gangster burger place. Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Link in the description.